Hey guys, Scott Mears here, back with another video, third video, and I'm actually doing it on Saturday. Hopefully I'll have this edited as well, ready to go out tonight. I mean, this is happening at 9:20, but should have it edited and sent out in the next hour or two. So third video, we're getting into it now. I'm getting a bit more used to the camera. Still nerve-wracking though, still took me about an hour to set up, which I know sounds ridiculous, but I'm just very picky with the light and trying to do it, even though I'm very new to this. So I'm just trying to make it as good as I can, even though I have little knowledge with filming. Trying to make it as good as for the viewers. And anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Let me stop rambling on. So today's video is an interesting one. It's stayed in sync with what I've been mentioning on my Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter, at @ScottMears_, at that Twitter, basically I was recently talking about complacency and how a lot of people get complacent in life and get complacent in business, especially when you achieve what you set out to do. So basically this video is going to be about 7 ways to overcome the issues of complacency in business and life. 7 ways to overcome the issues of complacency in business and life. Okay, because complacency is a huge issue. Now, it's so easy to fall into. It's a trap that you can fall into. And now I'm just gonna quickly explain sort of some facts on what I was posting on Twitter, and sort of just to explain sort of the seriousness of complacency, especially recent. It's very current with what's just happened with Uber, which I'll explain now. So I'll just give you some facts in regards to complacency. So some facts I mentioned out. I'll just get up my Twitter on my phone now. So this is an interesting fact. So 78% of NFL players are bankrupt or under financial stress within 2 years after retiring. That's just crazy. It blew my mind when I heard that. And that was from Sports Illustrated 2009. Another one. Estimated 60% of all National Basketball Association players go bankrupt between 5 years after leaving their sport, which just blows my mind. 60% of 70, I think it was 70, what was it? 78% of NFL, which is just crazy, the amount of money they make. But it's so true, because it comes down to being complacent. When you are so invested in your sport and you're making so much money, it's so easy to get complacent in where you are. I don't mean in them getting complacent with their skill. I'm sure they still progress and that's why they are where they are. But in regards to finance, they get complacent of how rich they may feel. And then when you leave, you've got all that money in the bank. You'll be like, this is going to last me forever. And someone who isn't used to that money, I'm sure it can last them forever. But when you're used to that expenditure and suddenly your revenue stream stops like that, you're just not used to it, and they get complacent in where they are, and they get too comfortable because they have all the money, get all the payouts, the bonuses, whatever it is, and then this is where the bankruptcy and serious financial stress. So I'll just give you a bit more knowledge on that as well. Interesting, I'm sure you've seen Uber. That's a really current topic at the moment. So Uber recently came out saying that basically the Mayor of London have basically banned it from London. So they're banning it from London. I don't think it's fully gone through yet, but it's looking like it's going to. And if it goes through London, I'm sure that will carry on for the rest of the UK, which is a shame because I love Uber. And there's sort of 2 reasons. At the end of the day, Uber has used technology to its advantages. Use technology to be more efficient. Look at something, taxi industry, and made it more efficient, cheaper, efficient in both speed and price. And it's moving with the advancements of today. But the Mayor of London doesn't see that, because they say, it could be argued, but I believe a big percentage of this is because local taxis, city taxis, black cabs, whatever you want to call them, are not being used as much. I mean, I'll say from personal experience, I didn't even rarely ever use taxis until Ubers came round. And if Uber's to go, I will not start using taxis because the price is ridiculous. And a lot of the time, you've got to help them getting to places. So That's why Uber was so good in what they do, because they accepted what the advancements of technology and they input it into today's world and they made it better. Now, they might argue that, they've been being taxis for this whole time, they've had black cabs, they've been there the first time, they deserve more of the attention. But I argue saying, well, you got complacent. You got too comfortable in your role. You didn't see the opportunity. You didn't understand that times are moving. They didn't move with the times. Now, that's not to say every black cab taxi driver is in the wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's an aspect of this, it's complacency, that we've just fallen into accepting these city taxis, and now because we got complacent and now suddenly this great advancement has improved it, but because they've stopped the work for the local man or the local taxi, whatever you want to call it, it's now being stopped, which is just such a serious shame with the advancements it brought to the industry and how quick and great Uber is. So it's a shame, but again, that's why I wanted to do this video. It is very current with Uber. So I'll just give you some knowledge on the brain as well in regards to complacency. So our brains are designed to protect us. They're designed to protect us. They're designed to save us. Fight or flight mechanism. I'm sure you've heard of that. So they're designed to protect us. So our brains look for comfortable situations. They look for situations that aren't going to harm us, and they look for situations that we don't necessarily want to do. So we are naturally motivated for things that are more comfortable, things that we're more interested in. We're less motivated to go do fitness. We're less motivated, naturally, to go do a bit of extra work. Now, I mean, Mel Robbins does go as far as arguing motivation is bullshit. That's an interesting a video for another time. I don't believe it's bullshit, but it's sort of the brain, how the brain works, of how it motivates itself, because really we're motivated for things we feel more comfortable for. We don't feel motivated to do uncomfortable things because our brain's like, I don't like it, buzzers are going up, you're having hesitation. The second you have hesitation, your brain buzzes up and says, right, refrain from doing that task. But at the end of the day, we learn from uncomfortable situations. The only time you're learning is when your brain is thinking and when you're uncomfortable and when you're in a patch or an environment where you're just not used to. That's when we're learning. So our brains are actually wired against that in a sense there. And it's backed up by science. It is really. So that's why it's so easy to get complacent and so easy to get comfortable in where you are and so easy to fall into bad habits and care less about progressing, because it's so easy to go the things you want to do rather than what you should do. So that was just a bit of background. I hope that didn't confuse you and I sort of stayed on topic, but I just wanted to give you some sort of background of the issues of complacency, sort of what creates it, current a few facts, just sort of give you an overview of the seriousness of being complacent in both business and life, and how it can affect you in both happiness, motivation, achieving your dreams, and etc. So now let's actually dive into the video, into the girth of the video. So it's 7 ways to overcome the issues of complacency in business and life. You can apply it to life as well. I'm going to use more business examples, and again, you know, I've got a marketing and startup background, so I will be more marketing startup examples. But as you know, it's relatable to all life and business and careers. Okay. So let's hit it. I'm just going to move my laptop a little bit so I can just see my notes. Okay. So, Number one is be willing to adapt to change in your industry/life, whether good or bad. Be willing to adapt to change in your industry and life, whether good or bad. Okay? So, there's no question that your industry and your life is going to change. No matter what age you are, there's been tons of change since the day you've been born to the age now. Loads of change, so many aspects. And you know that. And you can either fight that or go with it. There's some things you can't fight. You can't fight puberty. You can fight it and get angry with it. I know it's a weird example, but I'm saying you can't fight things. You can't fight the technological advancements in your industries. You can't fight that. It's too big. It's moving forward. It's more efficient, like Uber. You can't stop that. Well, apparently the Meta can now, but you can't stop the advancements. So why fight them? And you'll find when you're used to your own mechanisms, used to your software, your computers, used to whatever it is, used to the way you like videos, and someone finds a different way, which is just 10 times better, it's hard to move from your current habits. Breaking habits is a very difficult thing. It is a difficult thing. I know it, and I'm sure everyone can resonate with that. Breaking habits is difficult. But if you're not willing to adapt, there's being able to adapt and willing to adapt, because you have to be willing. You have to be so willing to adapt when you're in business, because especially with technology, it changes rapidly. Especially with social media, what I'm very highly involved in, always things changing. Social media accounts are coming up with new softwares, lots with paid advertising that's changing all the time. The way the posts are reached, it's the algorithms behind it, it's changing. So we have to stay in sync. One, you have to stay in sync, and you have to be willing to adapt. So in order to not get complacent and not get too comfortable, you have to keep adapting to your industry and life as well, whether good or bad, whether you feel like it's going in the wrong direction or the right direction. You have to be willing to change some sort in order to grow and basically follow through the direction of the industry and understand and push your business through to compete in your industry. Okay, so that was number one. So be willing to adapt to change in your industry and life, whether good or bad, and that will keep your business afloat to adapt to the changes in your industry. So number two, even if you have achieved your dreams, keep learning. Now, I have by far not achieved my dreams. I am on the journey, as you know. This is part of my YouTube channel. It's about the journey, and that's why I think it makes it so organic and so raw. Me doing this YouTube channel is that it's the journey. It's my journey. You can see me go from the start all the way to the top when I know I'll become a billionaire. So that's my goal, to become a billionaire and have happiness and success. We'll go into that in another video. So even if you've achieved your dreams, keep learning. Now, some people say it's difficult to know if you achieve your dreams, but we all have goals. We have goals, we set goals, and if you achieve them, it might take 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, it might take a lifetime. But either way, in order, again, to not get complacent where you are sat, because again, in business, even if you achieve your dreams, fantastic, you're now turning over $1 million, that was your dream, you're doing that outstanding, and obviously you're doing very good, you're killing your industry, you're doing great, but you can't just suddenly just sit back. You can't, unless you're going to then sell that company to someone else and just go off, then great, go have your fun in the holidays, great, that's you've set. But if you're going to carry on in that business, you can't just sit back and just go, right, I've achieved my dreams, let's just let it go now. Because now it turns up a notch again. Because now you're in the big boys' place, and now you're fighting against bigger competition, and this competition is out to get you. So you have to stay through keep learning. You have to stay up to get with current trends, with new tech, what your competition's doing, all very standard stuff, and what you would have done to get to where you've got. So you'll know all this, what your competition's doing. New methods, sorry, I'm just reading my notes. So you can't stop the learning curve. You should carry on learning, and you should be, if not learning even more, so you can carry on progressing the company or in your life, wherever you are. So even if you've achieved your dreams, keep on learning, keep on understanding how you can improve your business, improve parts of it, because no matter how good your business, there's always somewhere to improve. Like I said in my last video, or maybe my first video, every day I have 1,001 things to do, but realistically, there's only 5. Well, there's only 10 I can probably do, and 5 that I really need to do. But there's 1,001 things that would improve my business. No matter how great you'll do, you'll always have 1,001 things. You always will. Yeah. So number 3, hope and desire is stronger than you could ever imagine. Use them to your advantage. Number 3, hope and desire is stronger than you could ever imagine. Use them to your advantage. So yeah, as I said, the reason I say it is I've actually been recently reading the book Think Rich, Go Rich. I've been reading it and I've already forgotten the name of it. And that talks a lot about having strong desire, and if you truly believe you will achieve it, you will achieve it. So your belief in achieving your success, you will achieve it. So in regards to complacency, is you should always have a desire for more, is what I'm saying. Is that, now I don't want to fool you into saying you should be hungry. Yes, you need to be hungry, but I'm not saying that you just need to be an animal at all times. Like, yes, you need to live in the moment, and yes, you need to enjoy your times and enjoy your life, enjoy your business, but there has to be an aspect that you need to aspire to more. And I appreciate if you've achieved your dreams, like you feel like I've achieved it. But if you're in business and you just sit back, you're not gonna last. It's just simple as that. If you just sit back and just carry on as you are, in time, it might take a few years. It might not be tomorrow, but it might take a few years. But you will lose. So always have that hope and desire of something new, of looking to a new competition, or maybe even starting a new company, whatever it is. Just understand how strong that hope and desire is, and you should recognize that from getting to where you are in your success, once you've achieved what you perceive as success, is that you'll understand how strong that hope and desire is and how that's helped you to get where you have got. So just understand that power of hope and desire, and use it to your advantage to carry on pushing yourself and achieving new heights in business and life, turning over more, getting more people on board, improving your culture, having more fun days out, doing something different in life, maybe go skydiving, bungee jump, I don't know, something interesting. Set it up. For instance, I'm going to be running a marathon next year. Never run marathon, training at the moment, a little nervous for it, but what I'm going to do, I haven't done it yet, but what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to buy as I believe you can buy your tickets now, I'm going to buy my tickets, because then I know I have to do it. I have that desire to have to do it. And even more interestingly, I want to be in San Francisco next year, so I've got to buy the tickets for marathon in San Francisco. So that adds to the heat of me, is I now have to achieve, 1, be fit enough for my marathon, and 2, I have to achieve my goal of being in San Francisco early next year. I believe it's June or July next year. So having that, understanding what you're trying to attain, and having serious desire and hope and serious desire for that goal will allow you to carry on and deal with complacency again. Okay. So number 4, less based on faith, a bit more sort of, I don't want to say the word businessy, but I'm going to a bit more businessy, as unprofessional as that is. So number 4, have multiple revenue streams. Number 4, have multiple revenue streams. So dealing with the issues of complacency is, if you do end up becoming complacent, as I've just gone through some things that will allow you to not stop being complacent and carry on pushing through the issues. However, say things do go bad, and this can happen even without complacency. Things sometimes just happen in an instant like that. For instance, Uber probably didn't know that was going to happen. They've been banned in some other countries as well. I watched a video, I can't remember what it was, but they've been banned in some other countries as well. So things can change. It's horrible, but things can change like that. Clients might go bankrupt. I don't know, suddenly some big law can come in and it could just completely destroy the model of your business. No, it doesn't happen all the time, but I'm just saying these things can happen, and they do happen. So you have to be aware of them. So it's so much safer to have multiple revenue streams. Now, I don't mean you have to have 4 businesses. Oh, no. I'm going to speak to you based on what I do at the moment. So I know property is a good one, but I don't have good knowledge of property yet, so I wouldn't want to delve into that. But I am aware, and when I have what I feel is a good amount of money saved up, I would like to invest it in property. I feel that's a really good thing to go into in the future. So when you get to that revenue stream, however, I'm not currently at that revenue stream. So I'll tell you what I currently do. So I am a full-time, my full-time work is a marketing manager at a beauty company. However, on top of that, I've gone and started a client base. So yes, this is my main role. However, on top of that, I've gone and got a client base. So now, on top of that, I have, is it 3 clients? It's definitely 2. No, 2 clients, sorry, yeah. So 2 clients. So there's 2 clients, and basically I'm helping them with the marketing. So I can do that. I know I can do that. As long as I work a bit on the weekend, just do a few extra hours each day, it's fine. And I don't mind it. I love doing it. They're now good friends. So that's more revenue stream for me. So if my full-time job, for whatever reason, just went like that, I've still got these 2 clients. Or if one of these clients went, I've still got my other client in the business. So I've got multiple revenue streams now. I've got 3 revenue streams. So having those 3 revenue streams, your hands in different pots, having all your eggs in one basket, I'm sure you've heard of that saying. I'm a lot safer now. And if I was to get complacent and I was to lose one of those avenues, or if something was to happen, then I still have these revenue streams in order to deal with that. So that's what I'd say, is have multiple revenue streams. Another point to that is you might not be client-based, your business. It might not be client-based. It could be a service, whatever it is. Either way, I guess it's a more focus on service-based. But yeah, be oversubscribed. 100%. Be completely oversubscribed. Don't take on... I'm not saying take on more people than you can handle. But you want just people who are wanting to work with you and you can't. You want more people coming to you than you need. Because then it's just, again, that's safe. If suddenly 3... Because sometimes 3 or 4 clients will pull out like that. Just things happen. Again, money issues. There's not like in the direction, might just not like your work. They might find another partnership, or they might just be like, oh, it's not quite the time, we're not going to do it now, whatever it is. So be oversubscribed and have more clients wanting to come in. So then you've got, again, another backup on top of your multiple revenue streams. You have another backup when some of them drop out. Okay. So let's get on to number 5. Let me just move my notes. Yeah. So number 5. Just going to have a drink of water because I'm a little parched out from nattering onto the camera. So number five, keep pushing yourself into uncomfortable situations and new environments. Number 5, keep pushing yourself into uncomfortable situations and new environments. Now, this is very important. Like I said, you learn in uncomfortable situations. Your brain doesn't necessarily want to push you in uncomfortable situations, but that's when we're learning, is when we're in areas where we're unaware, we're not fully aware of what's that situation, we don't know what's going on, we're learning. That's where learning comes in, because we don't know, do we? Now, I can understand the argument of saying, especially with life, of saying if you settle down with family, and again, I don't have a family, I have a family, but I don't have kids in the family, I want to settle down. So I can understand the want to be comfortable with your family. But you can still push yourself in life. Like I said, skydiving, so just do something, what's the word? I can't think of the word. Spontaneous, there we go. Spontaneous. You can be spontaneous, still have a bit of fire in your life. And you're learning and sort of doing a random course. For instance, my stepdad, he taught for 20 years, I think. And he just said, I just want a different career. And now he's becoming a nurse. He went back to university. He did university, and now he's becoming a nurse. Now, you don't see many parents that would be willing to do that. They're too scared. They're too comfortable with what they have because they've got revenue streams. They've got their sons, their daughters, whatever, to manage and to put through life. So that was a big step for him. But I was really proud that he was able to have the courage to do that, and he put himself in an uncomfortable situation in order to improve and be happier in himself. So you can still do it even when you've got families. So I just wanted to say that sort of background. So there was no sort of argument to, oh, but I want to stay comfortable when I'm with my family or whatever. So yeah, so keep pushing yourself into uncomfortable situations and new environments. So this is how we learn. Being too comfortable in situations will decrease your awareness and increase bad habits. If you get really comfortable in your business, it's much more likely to bring bad habits again. You're going to be less likely wanting to work that little harder, do the extra hour in the gym, or get that extra hour early, or put their extra hour in, whatever it is. It'll all add up. It may only seem a little bit, but a little bit with a little bit with a little bit with a little bit is a big bit. And the greatest way to portray this is an amazing quote that I've heard a few times now. Both have come from different influencers, which I'm sure you'll be aware of. One I mentioned earlier in the video, and that was Mel Robbins, and the other one is Peter Voog. So Mel Robbins, Peter Voog, and what they say is, how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. Now, this was a pretty hard truth for me. It took me a while to understand. Like, I refused to understand it because I was like, yep. So my camera just went off. So I had to understand where it stopped. And I believe it stopped at Mel Robbins and Peter Voog when I was going on about their saying. So I'll just quickly rephrase that because I don't think you would have got it all. I don't know why it stopped. It just did for some reason. It just turned off. So I'll just carry on from where it was left off. So I was talking about Peter Voog and Mel Robbins. They had a interview, and basically they said something about that really resonated with me. It was, how you do anything is how you do everything. So again, like I said, at first I didn't want to believe it, and I was just like, no, I don't know about that. But then the more I thought about it, and the more I understood, and the more I analysed what I did in regards to my day, and for instance, if I got up a little late one morning, then I might lack out on my fitness a little bit that day. And once I started analysing, I started to understand it more. How you do anything is how you do everything. So when I found that I got up an hour late, then I found that actually I was less willing to do fitness, or I was less willing to put an extra hour into work, because it's just a knock-on effect. Once you've already, it's not failure, but I guess it is. Once you've already failed at something, it's so easy to carry on, a knock-on effect. So it is a really strong message, and it really just encouraging you to push yourself in uncomfortable situations, and really push yourself to push good habits and break bad habits in order to learn further, and not get complacent in your workplace and in your business. So yeah, go watch that podcast or YouTube video. It's really good. It's interesting. I actually tweeted about it. You can just go through my tweets, or you can just go on Peter Voog's YouTube channel. It'd be like 8 videos back or something. But Mel Robbins, Peter Voog's like an hour long. It's really good though. Proper fire content. Really fascinating. That's why I tweeted about it, because I was just like, it was amazing. Peter Voog actually even retweeted it, which was pretty cool. But yeah, really interesting. I'd recommend to go see that. If you want me to just send you it or something, just comment down and I'll send you it. Anyway, so that was number 5. Keeping yourself into uncomfortable situations, keep pushing yourself into uncomfortable situations, new environments. So number 6. Number 6 is be aware of competition and use them to develop your business. Number 6, be aware of competition and use them to develop your business. So number 6 is an interesting one. So you don't want to fight competition. Again, if you've achieved your success or got to where you want to be, you'll know this. You should use competition. Health competition, fantastic. Blue Ocean, Red Ocean strategy. Blue Ocean explains this very well. That's a great book to go read if you want to go read that. But it's you have to use, in order to not get complacent in your business and deal with the issues of complacency, is be aware of your competition, understand what they're doing, and use them as healthy competition and to improve your business and see what's worked for them. And it's just like what I do on social media. I analyze what competition is doing, see what's working for them, and we may implement it, or we might see what's not working for them, or we will compare and we'll use their knowledge in order to implement ours. So yeah, use competition to advantage and in order to further you in business. And again, you can do that in life. With influencers, you can see them to aspire to them and sort of get hacks and tricks like I'm doing now, getting knowledge from me, sort of how to deal with complacency in life and business and how to deal with the issues of it. So just basically gaining knowledge from people around you. And that falls very nicely into the final one, number 7, which is my most important one. I think this is probably the best one that's going to keep you not getting complacent. It just is. So number 7 is build an inner circle. Number 7, build an inner circle, or build your inner circle, whatever it is. So what do I mean by that? So as I said, the power of networking, I said that in my last video, and I'll go into the how powerful networking into a later video. But having an inner circle of people who you surround yourself on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, whatever it is, who are in your industry and absolutely just killing it in their industry, absolutely killing it. But basically just surrounding yourself with people who are also very successful and make even better. People who are much more successful than you. There's no point hanging around with people who are either at the same level as you. I'm not saying, well, the same level is useful, but at the end of the day, if you want to progress, you don't want the same level. You need people above you, because the only way to progress forward is hang around with people who's better than you. It's how you learn. They teach you. We go to university, we are taught by people who know more than us. So that is how it works. So stop surrounding yourself with people who are lower than you, because all that's gonna, and not to disrespect people around you or disrespect your friends, but you have to be realistic with yourself. If their morals and their values aren't what yours are, and if what they aspire and they have just so much negativity to the world and all these quotes and theories and stories of how they believe the world is against them and sort of how negative the world is, it's just going to sap everything out of you. And if they think like that, they're not going to ever achieve their dreams. They're just not, because like I said, the power of desire and hope is just the most powerful thing in the world. So building in a circle of hounds, of I don't want to say killers, that's a little rough, but of just wolves if you have to, but basically people in your industry or even in other industries, but people who are more successful than you, more successful in happiness, in money, in family, in everything, because you can learn with them. And if you're meeting up with them regularly, it's only time until you become one. Simple as. So a good, as well as the improvement basis, is it will stop you becoming complacent in your business, because they'll keep you on your toes. Meeting up with them on a week and month, they're going to be checking in with you, you're going to be analysing each other, giving each other different methods, different ideas. So understand that how powerful that will be. How powerful that will be for you and your business and going forward, and it will stop you being complacent, because they're just slapping you on the back of your hand. Oh, you're not working, come on, pull your foot out now. So that's the great thing. I think that's the greatest tip with that, of stopping issues of complacency, is just building an inner circle of really people who are more successful than you, who will keep you on your toes and keep you learning, pushing you, and keeping you doing all the points I've mentioned. So the conclusion of that, of all those 7 points, you'll see that the consistent thing that has been in all of that is pushing yourself to learn more. That is what I looked through all 7. I was like, what do these have consistent with each other? And that's what it was. That's all it was. It's just, you're just learning. You're learning more. you're just pushing yourself. You just don't stop pushing yourself. And yes, you can. I'm not saying you have to push yourself into a grave of work, because obviously you want a life. I'm not saying that. I know everyone sort of pushes, especially Gary Vee, grind. And yes, but you gotta have a life, and you can have life. There's no problem that you can have a life, and you should have a life, because that's where the happiness will help, more happiness with your family, and sort of build a lot of happy memories with your family and friends. So yes, but you can still learn through that. You can still learn through paths of being around with other people in your inner circle and being around your family. So if there's any big takeaway you're going to come from, I know I've talked a lot. I tend to rant on a lot, and I apologise for that if I bored you a little. But the one takeaway is just keep on learning. There's no better way to say it, no more simple, raw way to say it than just keep learning. Just keep progressing. Whether you don't learn to the speed you did at day one or you did, just keep on learning at a good pace. Keep on pushing yourself in situations you're not used to, and just keep pushing yourself, because that will allow you to always be aware of competition and pushing yourself forward, and not getting complacent and then having to deal with the issues of what complacency actually will give you. But another one, a little bonus for you, which obviously you would have to have. So thank you for watching to the end of the video for this bonus one. I like to give a bonus one to people who've watched to the end of the video. Is be truly grateful for what you have. Truly, just spend a bit of time. It can be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. It can be as small as a minute. But just understand how grateful you are for what you have in life. And be truly grateful for what you've achieved, for who you are. Understand that you are enough, and be truly grateful for what you've achieved and what you have, your family, your friends who surround you, who support you, and all that. And just write them down every day. Write down 3 things that you're grateful every day, or just find a method that works for you, whether you speak it to yourself, write down, whatever it is. But just understand what you're truly grateful for every day. And if you understand, you'll start to learn that you are so grateful, and you'll start to truly believe how grateful you are for your life. And by doing so, it will allow you to never become complacent, because you'll be so proud of what you've achieved. You'll be so grateful for what you've achieved that, yes, you'll be so grateful for what that you've achieved that you won't want to lose it. And you'll be so grateful. And then if you to compare that against people that are fighting for their lives, and they're grateful just to live another day, then, I mean, comparing that and just understanding you have all this around you, if you were to throw it away just getting complacent, you just wouldn't do it. So just truly understand how grateful you are for things around you, for people around you, and you'll truly achieve. And it'll help you with the issue of not getting complacent, because you'll always fight for who you are and your business. So anyway, let's stop getting emotional, because that got a bit out of hand. Anyway, so that's finished. That was the 7 ways to overcome the issues of complacency in business and life. 7 ways of overcoming complacency in business and life. And as you just saw, it was a bonus number 8. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching to the end. I really appreciate it. I hope you gain value from it. I really hope you're gaining value from these videos. Like I said, please give me feedback. I'm still learning sort of really how I'm aiming this YouTube channel. I'm kind of just firing out things that are in my head, because I feel that's more raw to my journey, more organic to who I am and who my journey and what my journey is, as I speak what's been happening through my week, and I will then curate that into content that I can then produce through vlogging. So give me feedback in comments. If you liked it, it'd be great if you give it a thumbs up, dislike it, whatever, just engage. Preferably give it a like. Please subscribe, give me a subscribe. If you love the videos even more, give me a little notification on the bell. You can follow me at Twitter, at @ScottMears_, at @ScottMears_. I also have a Facebook page now where that's all set up. And that's @ScottMears_Entrepreneur. I had to put it because @ScottMears was taken. So at Scott Mears, at Scott Mears Entrepreneur. There we go, I said it. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. And in addition, because I've just started my Facebook page, I'm actually going to do daily videos on there. They're not going to be as long as this. This on my Saturday is going to be my main videos where I really delve into stuff, which will be from 15 to 30 minutes long, where I really delve into a topic. Whereas my daily videos are going to be from 1 minute to 5 minutes. They're just going to be quick Facebook Live videos, and again, it's going to be talking on sort of maybe big topics, but it'll be sort of a more snippet. So yeah, follow us on Facebook. That's at Scott Mears Entrepreneur, and you'll see those daily videos, which will be starting next week on Monday. That'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. A little nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. So thank you for watching, and I will see you at the next one. See you then. Bye bye.